This is Aaliyah Jenkins. I heard what you did in court. I think it's time I told my story. Marcus's heart raced. Aaliyah's testimony could expose the systemic issues within the police department and bring more officers like Carter to justice. Aaliyah's story made headlines. She described how Officer Carter had harassed her during a traffic stop, using his authority to intimidate and degrade her. Her bravery inspired other women to come forward with similar stories, not just about Carter, but about other officers in the department. The police chief, under mounting pressure, announced an internal investigation. Several officers were suspended, and the department faced a federal inquiry. But not everyone was pleased with the changes. Marcus began receiving threats, anonymous messages warning him to back off. One night, as Marcus walked to his car after a late meeting, he was confronted again, this time by a group of men in plain clothes. "You think you're some kind of hero," one of them sneered. Marcus stood his ground, his heart pounding. "I'm fighting for what's right. If that makes me a hero, so be it." The men stepped closer, their intentions clear. But before they could act, a group of protesters appeared, surrounding Marcus and forcing the men to back off. "Thank you," Marcus said to the protesters, his voice shaking with emotion. "You're not alone," one of them replied. The trial of Officer Carter became a turning point for Jefferson Heights. The city began to reckon with its history of racial injustice, and the community rallied together to demand change. Marcus continued to fight, not just for Jamal but for everyone who had been silenced by the system. He knew the road ahead would be long and difficult, but he was determined to keep going. The trial's conclusion marked a shift in Jefferson Heights, but for Marcus Rivers, the fight was far from over. While Officer Carter's conviction was a victory, it was just one battle in a much larger war. The city was still grappling with deep-seated issues of racism, corruption, and systemic inequality. Marcus knew he had to keep pushing for change, not just for Jamal, but for everyone who had suffered under the weight of injustice. In the weeks following the trial, Marcus found himself at the forefront of a growing movement. What had started as a fight for justice for his brother had evolved into a citywide push for police reform.